52 degrees north here. We had a lovely bit of rain last night, bit of sunshine now. The banana's loving it. But today we'll be talking about getting rid of a pest. I'm going to use a fermentation of Nicotiana. This year I grew a ornamental Nicotiana. Next year I'm going to grow a proper tobacco plant for the stronger nicotine content, and we're going to use this as a spray. I'm going to filter this and then put it into a sprayer. And I'm going to add some coffee to that as well, because I've heard caffeine is a good deterrent. This will act as a probiotic as well because it's been fermented. It should be able to give a boost to the plants whilst protecting them from insects and infestations. That's a theory. We'll find out. We'll find out if it works. So what I've done is I've filtered the Nicotiana into the sprayer, and I've put a couple of capfuls of horticultural liquid soap in there to help spread the liquid. I've made a nice thick mug of coffee, probably put about 10 or 15 teaspoons into there. And what coffee does is it inhibits the nervous systems of any insects that eat it, and stops the nervous system from producing essential enzymes, and therefore that they die. So that's going in. And what the nicotine does is it's the strongest neurotoxin known to man. You have to be quite careful when you're spraying it, and it will just obliterate any insect that it comes into contact with. I've tried neem oil. This is option number 2. I had Nicotiana, ornamental Nicotiana to hand, and I thought I'd give it a try. So we'll see if it works. So we're here next to my greenhouse, which was made out of all recycled materials, apart from this. I cut these boards from a piece of wood myself with a chainsaw. Just stop that from doing that. And the only other thing that wasn't recycled was the frame. I had to buy the frame, but all the plastic, the fittings, yeah, everything was recycled from other jobs or out of a skip. This whole construction cost me about £100, so I think it's quite good. The bricks came out of a skip. These blocks of wood I cut with a chainsaw out of a massive lump of wood, and yeah, and what we're going to do today is get past these onions that are hanging up. Oh, just went through a spider's web. There's plenty of them about. Oh, all over my face. Look, we're going to try and, this is the pepino melon, which I might actually get the right fruit this time. I've had this plant for a few years and it keeps on, every time it flowers it dies from something eating it, or I don't know. So we're going to try and spray this and try and get some fruit out of this one. I have got it growing in another area, so it may be just best out of here, because it's just infested this lemon as well, which the Eureka lemon, which doesn't look in the best of shape. Some of these leaves look bad, so I'm going to be spraying this. It's important that you spray it in a well ventilated space, ventilate it as much as possible. I'm going to take this board off and spray it, and only spray for a short period of time, let it settle down, and then keep on spraying it later on, because it is quite dangerous, the nicotine, so just be cautious. So it's all sprayed in here. I've done the pepino as best as I can. There's a lot of surface area, so it's hard to cover everything. I've done the lemon, I've done the other citrus that were in here already. These tomatoes are coming out very shortly, so yeah, I'm not going to spray those. They'll be infested for sure. I've taken cuttings off them. I'm going to try and see if I can overwinter some cuttings, and see if I can start with a cutting next year rather than growing from seed. So I've got everything I need from they're still flowering. They'll probably still produce fruit for another month or so, but I want them out of here. They're a bit of a nightmare. Probably grow less tomato next year. So I didn't spray them, but I've sprayed the nectarine, I've sprayed the pepino, the lemon, and all the citrus. These citrus are sickly citrus. I've got a habit of being able to kill them, but they're on the mend. They all seem to be healthy. There's maybe calcium or magnesium deficiency slightly in this kumquat, but anyway, that's all sprayed. Anyone that's used a ferment before will understand what I mean by this, because I put coffee in it as well. It smells like the cross between a gents lav and a coffee shop, so I need to vent off and get out of it. And then a word of warning: if you're going to use nicotine sprays or anything like that, give it 7 to 10 days before consumption, and always wash the food that you're eating if you've sprayed it, no matter what you've sprayed it with. I sprayed these little citrus cuttings as well, and I'll just explain how I made it. So I took some Nicotiana leaves, put them in here, chucked water over it, and then left it for 21 days. After 24 hours it would have extracted all of the nicotine out of the leaves, but you still need to ferment those leaves to give it a bioactive sort of element to it. So that takes 21 days. So that ferment is about 21 days, maybe 22 days old. So just leaves, water, 21 days, then you can use it. And then obviously the coffee I bought from a shop. If you didn't have Nicotiana to hand, you could get some tobacco in whatever way, which way you could get hold of it. It's pretty available in most countries. Get some tobacco, try and get natural tobacco, pipe tobacco, something like that, and just soak it in water over 24 hours. It wouldn't be a ferment, but you would get a very strong insecticidal neurotoxic spray from that just after 24 hours of soaking. I would then, if you put a whole pouch of tobacco in water, I would probably give it a litre of water, and then I'd probably water that down as well. So you could use that. And horticultural soap is pretty easy to get hold of as well. So that's just basically how I made it, and then we'll see if it works. Cheers guys.